Okay, you guys asked, so here goes. Here's every fee that you pay on transactions at Etsy. The last video, it's in there somewhere. It's just called Etsy listing fees are crazy, and that's just the listing fees. So what I did is I asked at the end of that video if people wanted to see all the fees that they actually pay on Etsy, like these transaction and these processing and these offsite ad fees and all that good stuff. So I figured, one person said yes. I'm like, that's good enough for me. Let's do a video. So there's this thing called transaction fees, and I'm on etsy.com/legal/fees. So when you make a sale through Etsy, you'll be charged a transaction fee of 6.5% of the price you display for each listing, plus the amount you charge for shipping and gift wrapping. So you're paying transaction fees on shipping too, which really, really sucks. That doesn't make sense at all. The shipping should not be included in that, but hey, if Etsy can get more, they're going to do it. If you're an Etsy Payments user and you list your items in a currency other than your payment account currency, see the currency conversion section below for more details on the transaction fee. All right. So, yeah. If oh man. So if you're in Canada, which I am, and I list my stuff in US dollars, if it goes from Etsy to my Canadian bank account in Canadian dollars, I also have to pay a currency conversion fee, which is like, I believe it's 2.5% of the amount plus a horrible exchange rate. But anyway, let's stick to transaction fees of 6.5% to keep it simple. So let's add this in here. Let's go like this. We'll go transaction fees, and that is 0.065. Okay, so we'll go like that. Now, if you have, we'll use these examples here. So let's go yearly. We'll go plus 6.5%. I can't even do this. We got to figure out the dollar amount too. Okay, so let's add a column here. Insert one row because we need a price. So I'm going to delete that. Oops, I don't want that one. I'm going to delete this because I need an actual price. So let's say price wise. Why don't we use just her as an example? Oops. And let's make those there. All right, so let's go the price of the listing. Let's go $1 in this case. So now we know that yearly revenue. So at a sale price of $1 times 100,000 orders, that's going to be $100,000. Pretty simple math. So let's go like this. Make that $1. Make that $1. So we know yearly it's going to be 100,000 times this for transaction fees on all those orders, and then monthly it's going to be that divided by 12, and daily is going to be that divided by 30. So if you have this big shop with 4,900 listings, it's probably a digital shop with 100,000 sales at $1 a piece. Your total revenue for the year is 100,000. You're going to be paying 6,500 a year in transaction fees. Now let's go to processing fees. And this is different for everyone. Now, what they do here, when you scroll down to the processing fees, they've got subscription fee, NP, payment processing. Here it is. So online sales eligible Etsy shops may use Etsy payments, so that's fine. But payment processing fees are charged for each transaction made through Etsy payments. Payment processing fees vary based on the location of your bank account. In certain markets, a fixed deposit fee may apply, but they don't put it in here. They make you go to this page. And these are the amounts. So let's say I'm in Canada, which I am. So I got to pay 3%. So the Etsy payment fees is a percentage of the total sale price plus a flat fee per order, exclusive of VAT where applicable. So it's 3% of the total sales price plus a flat fee per order of 25 cents. So let's go back here. Now, if you're in other countries, this is your list here. In the US, it's down here at the bottom, they are at 3% and 25 cents. UK is 4% plus 20 pounds sterling. Why am I paying the same as the... That's weird. 25 cents. Okay. You know what? Let's do it in US dollars. So let's go 3% plus 25 USD. All right. So 0.003, sorry, 0.03, and then per order is 0.25. And so this is a percentage, processing fee. And this is a dollar amount per order. So the math is going to be like this. It's going to be your total sales, that, times 3% for the year. And then your monthly is going to be that divided by 12. Your daily is going to be your monthly divided by 30. So there you go. Now, your per order per year is going to be, you got 100,000 sales times that, 25,000. Yeah, that's a huge one, right? Huge. So 100,000 sales times 25 cents. That divided by 12. And then that divided by 30. There you go. So now we've got one other fee that they have in here. Now I have a currency exchange fee too, which is, I believe it's 2.5%. I'm trying to find it in here. Yeah, Etsy applies an additional 2.5% conversion fee. So when a seller lists and subsequently sells an item in a currency other than the currency of the seller's bank account, Etsy will settle associated transaction proceeds in the currency of the seller's payment account. When such a service is required, it applies an additional 2.5% currency conversion fee. Calculation rates are updated regularly. So Etsy sets the exchange rate and then they tack on 2.5%. So for me, because I sell in Canada, I sell in US dollars, the currency conversion rate is this random fee of 2.5% applies to everything I do. So let's go like this. And then yearly, what that would cost me if this were my store, they would take 100,000 US and they would convert it using a horrible exchange rate and then tack on this currency exchange fee, 2,500 a year. So that's that divided by 12, and then it's that divided by 30, say like that. So that's an extra 2,500 in fees that I would have to pay Etsy on 100,000 revenue, being in Canada and having to get it converted to US dollars. Now, we're not done. There's also offsite ad fees. So this one is weird, but I'll find it in here quick. Offsite ad, there we go. All right, so Etsy purchases offsite ads from a network of participating partners such as social networks and search engines. If such advertising includes your listing, a buyer clicks on it and places an order for your shop within 30 days of that click, you'll be charged an advertising fee on those orders. Okay, so now here's the deal. The standard fee you'll pay is 15% unless a 12% fee applies below. So I don't know why they did this, but they said it's two tiers. If your shop has made less than 10,000 sales over the prior 365 days, going back to February 20th, 2019 and later, as calculated on the first day of the month, you'll pay a fee of 15% on attributed orders unless you opt out of participation in offsite ads for the duration your shop is under the 10,000 USD threshold. The 15% fee and opt-out apply until or unless at any time you meet the 10,000 threshold. So 15%. So most sellers are not even at 10,000 a year. So we'll throw that in. So it's 0.15, which is 15%. And let's say, now it's not going to be sales from, we'll call it, it's not going to be your whole amount. So let's say you've got 100,000 sales, right? Well, if your total revenue is 100,000 on that. Let's say it's maybe 10% come from offsite ads, so it's going to be 10,000. So now what you'll pay is 10,000 times 15%, which is 1,500. And then we'll go like this, divided by 12. Then we'll go like that, divided by 30. There you go. So that is at your, if you're at the 15% tier, which most are. They do have another tier in here, the 12% tier, which is right here. If any shop has made sales of more, of 10,000 USD or more, then you only pay 12%. However, you can't opt out. So now you're stuck. You're paying 12% regardless. If you opted out of participation prior to meeting that, you'll be required to participate and be charged 12%. So how kind of them. They dropped it from 15 to 12 and forced you to stay in it. So change that number to 12. And that's your new rate. If you have over 10,000 sales a year, which most people don't. Most people are at 15. So now let's add them up. So yearly, what are you paying Etsy? On your shop here, you've got 4,900 listings, and I based this on this shop again, the Heather Roberts art one, and I assumed 100,000 sales. It could be more, and I assumed a price of $1, and I assumed a revenue of 100,000. So what are you paying in fees? Just in fees. Let's see what you're paying. Let's go a little sum here. 62,000 in fees. Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually accurate. You are paying in fees alone 62,000 of your 100,000 in sales. So what is your ratio here? What's your percentage? Let's go with 62,432 divided by your sales. That is 1 minus this. Okay, so let's go like this. We got to fix this. So it's going to be your profit, which is, I'll put a bracket in here, your revenue minus that. There we go. Okay, well, we'll change this column here to profit. And that's profit before tax. Now your percentage is going to be this, not your profit, divided by your revenue. So it's that divided by your revenue here. 37%. So when you sell on Etsy, you keep 37%, and then Etsy keeps, like this, equals 1 minus this. So you keep 37.57% in this instance, and Etsy keeps 62% of your revenue. So, yeah, wow, right? I mean, when you tack on the transaction fees, the processing fees with the percentage and the per order, I threw in the currency fee. I could even delete that. It's only $2,500 only, I say. And then the offsite ad fees, which I was very generous in assuming it's only 10% of your sales. It could, maybe it's less. Some people say, no, it's only like 1%. Okay, 0.01. Let's try that. So 1,000, which look at your percentage, how much it changes. Not much because of this fee. The per order fee on the processing fee, the quarter that they charge, regardless of the price, really affects everything. So now you're looking at a shop. This is a digital shop. Let's go with a smaller shop. Let's say they have 200 listings, and let's say they have, I don't know, what are they doing? 30 sales a month. We'll keep it really small. So 30 times 12 is 360 sales. And let's say they're selling coffee mugs or something like that. There you go. Now you're looking at this. You are now profiting 6,000 on the numbers change dramatically when you go with this would be like a print on demand shop or a handmade shop versus a digital shop. So you can see how much things change. Quite a bit, actually. Your fees drop substantially. Your profit is more. You're keeping more because your price is more. So as this price drops, Etsy keeps more because of this. This thing screws everything up. I hope that makes sense. These are the fees. So you're paying basically on a small shop with 200 listing, doing 360 sales, which I think is 30 a month. 360 divided by 12. Yeah, 30 a month. You're paying yearly $1,196.36 on average, right? Which is about $99 a month, $3.32 a day to sell on Etsy. So these are the totals. There you go. So if you think Etsy's free, it's not free. It's not free at all. And yeah, they get you in there, as I've been saying time and time again. They say, well, you're not going to have to do any marketing. We'll do it all for you. Yeah, but then we get into the other issue with Etsy. It's not the fees. The fees are one thing. I mean, we got to pay them in order to play in their sandbox. That's fine. We all know what the fees are, so we can't really moan about them and groan about them, although they are substantial. But if we know we're paying like $100 a month to someplace to do our advertising for us and to get us sales, and they're keeping like, a good portion in fees from us, then they need to deliver. That's the thing. So when the problem comes when you open a shop on Etsy and they don't deliver the sales and you're still paying all those fees, because now you're sitting there making peanuts and it's just not fun. It's not fun at all. So this total revenue, like this is a very small shop with that's per year. If you want to look at that per month, just take that number divided by 12. So now you're at a shop doing like $600 a month in revenue. That's not even profit. Your profit on that is going to be that times that. $500 a month, which is $6,000 per year. But that $500 per month is before tax. And that's not enough to live on at all. Like, literally, I always say this too. It costs me $130, $130, $140, depending on the price of gas, to fill up my big, gigantic 5.3 liter V8 truck per week. So that is $520 per month that I paid just in gas on my truck. If I had this Etsy shop, I wouldn't even be able to fill my truck up for the month. I'd be short $20. So we can go on and on and on, but I'm going to leave it at that. I think the fees are something that people don't understand, and once they see like even these relisting fees that come up, oh man, they hurt. And actually, did I even put the listing sale? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's the relisting fee. So fees are crazy. And if you think you're not paying anything per month to Etsy, you are. You're actually paying stuff daily. If you break it down. So there's yearly, daily, monthly. This is on a shop that's not doing very well compared to some of the big dogs who are making a lot of money. But there you go. There's Etsy fees. There's all your fees explained. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment. If I screwed anything up, let me know in the comments too, because I am not perfect and I do make mistakes. And if you want to see anything else on this, let me know as well. Maybe a comparison to Shopify or WooCommerce or any of the other platforms on the fee side. I'd be happy to do that. All right, we'll see you in the next one.